Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Thursday, April 7th. It's 6:44 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. I'm making sure everything is working. Yes, you can hear me, you can see me. Good to go. Okay. Once again, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is what day is it? It's Thursday, April 7th, 6:44 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So, bitcoindailywview.com got more for you there. Also got the YouTube channel right there. You can click on that to join. Definitely hit the like button, share it, comment, do stuff. It definitely helps get it out there on YouTube a bit further. All right. How is the war going this morning? Well, I need to update some more actions here, like Finland. Basically, Russia had a bunch of artwork from one of their museums on loan to Finland, and then Finland, at prompt of the EU, seized Russia's artwork that they had loaned from a museum. The childishness of the globalists is now at all-time unprecedented levels. So I need to update that. Actually, that was this morning. So anyway, got to put some more items in here. But as we can see, how is the war going right now? Well, this is the strength of the ruble against the dollar. As you can tell, of course, we dumped initially. Well, the ruble dumped initially, went down, kind of a V-shaped recovery with a strange, like phallic movement here at the bottom, and now we're back above the 78% fib level. So anyway, oh, that's right. This thing is backwards. This is a Fibonacci sequence the other way. So let me go here and let me stretch this out here. So there we go. We're back here at the, we're holding steady above the 75% recovery, getting ready to challenge that 200 moving average on the daily. Things are looking pretty darn spiffy for the ruble. MACD is powerful on the daily. Don't quite need that here. It doesn't quite tell you as much. So anyway, this is the deal. I'm going to update this later on. Some interesting things have happened in the last couple of days. And of course, the ruble is only doing better. Space weather, none of note right now. Look, 4.6 billion in Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours. That is pretty darn good. That's retail. Looking at Cryptometer IO, it says 4.7. That's pretty good. Up 11% last 24 hours. All right, looking at spot trading for spot trading pairs on the big exchanges. Seeing some nice volume today for sure, and they're going from red to green. Each of the big exchanges is beginning to show a positive trend, an uptick in volume there for spot. Now for derivatives, those longs and shorts on Binance, we're at 68 billion. 50 is a good day, 60 is a really good day, above 70 is an amazing day. So we're doing quite well with volume, and it's up just about 0.5% last 24 hours. So trading is happening even with the volatility. Bitcoin coming in at 43,557 this morning. Most of the alts are kind of in the red because of the intense volatility that we've just had, but we do see some that have definitely made a run. Zydo Finance, whatever that is, definitely up. What percent? Up 98% last 24 hours. That's interesting. Would have been a cool one to get into. HBAR, Hydera, HBAR, cool project, up 5%. I think we're going to see if Bitcoin stays strong today. We're going to see most of these top 100 get back into the green. Looking at longs versus shorts sentiment here at Blockchain Whispers, looking at Binance for Bitcoin, longs versus shorts, 70% long, well, 71% long, 29% short. Definitely, we're doing a long bias now. It appears that we have gotten a bounce off the bottom. We'll take a look at that. Ethereum, 63% long, 36% short, a definite long bias there also. Looking at the big old stuff, the traditional market, crude oil, U.S. oil, U.S. OIL is the ticker. We're at $97 this morning. Definitely, it's taking a dump, which is good in general. Below the 50 moving average, we're going to see some price start to tumble. That's interesting. So $97.77. There we go. So oil, not strong today. Still quite inflated compared to recent history, but still oil in the red today. Dollar strength index in the red. S&P 500 It opened below the 200 moving average today on the daily, but right now we do have a green candle. It's starting to make a little positive push. Let's see how that goes. Yesterday and the day before were not so great. Russell 2000 yesterday and the day before were not so great. Today opening with a red candle, but still indecisive. The day is young. Let's see if we can get a turnaround on both of those. Gold, green day, silver, indecisive day. Silver's trying to stay above that 50 moving average on the daily chart. Let's see if you can do that. It's a logical bounce point. I imagine it probably will. Gold trying to get back above that 20 WMA. Let's see if it does today. In general, we're seeing a bit of a strengthening in the market. This is what I've been looking at. 2-hour chart. Okay. Bitcoin definitely dumped recently below the 50 moving average and the 20 WMA, below the 200 moving average in red here, but did find strong support on the 314 moving average. So if anybody wonders, why do I like the 314 moving average? Well, this is why. Okay. 200 and the 314 and the 50, don't leave home without them. Seriously. So here's the big news. And this is what I have been watching. And this is why I say Bitcoin Bitcoin strikes back. 2-hour MACD the tangent of that will tend to show you the trend that the daily will usually follow. They seem to be linked existentially somehow. It's a multiverse thing, so they are. And we just had a positive MACD cross this morning on the 2-hour chart. That is wonderful. The histogram is basically now moving in the right direction. It's widening, but it's widening on the positive side. This is wonderful. So 2-hour MACD positive. Bitcoin held that 314 moving average. It's beginning to move up now. It's challenging the 20 WMA, which has come down to it. Let's see how it rolls. Right now, this is pretty darn positive. With a 2-hour positive MACD cross, I think we're going to see a pretty good day. Let's look back at the 1 day. Let's look at the 1 day. 1 day, definitely. We never made that 200 moving average challenge recently. That kind of sucks. We did not hold the 314 either, but we did stay above the 50 moving average. That's pretty darn good. And so far on the daily, we have a green candle. I dig that. As you may notice, the daily MACD is definitely terribly negative with the volatility that we've had recently. But if we can just get an upwards tangent, which the 2-hour MACD would predict that we probably will, if we can get a positive tangent on this, then I think we're going to be good to go. I think the world wants a strong Bitcoin right now. And one of the places it's going to be looking is the 45-minute chart. 45-minute chart is, well, not so damn spiffy. That's true. But as we can see, it was struggling. It lost the 200 moving average here. That's the white moving average. Dumped hard. It really didn't dump too hard on this short time frame. We never really dropped below the bottom of the RSI cave. And now, as you can see, we kind of made a bounce off it right about here. And we're moving up. So I like what I'm seeing there. Directional index is beginning to just barely move towards a positive. Oh, I'm sorry about that. All right. I don't want that. The daily MACD is beginning to, not daily MACD. Get it together, man. The daily, not the daily, blah. The 45-minute directional index, as we can see, is beginning to turn positive. The squeeze indicator is positive now. The binary candles, SMU binary candles, are moving towards a positive. And the KRI, as you can see here on the 45-minute chart, has made a positive move. We have this slight uptrend that you can see here that Bitcoin has been following, and that's great. Definitely reflects in the 2-hour MACD cross. But the stochastic RSI and wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear show we're probably going to go sideways a little bit before we continue moving up, but we're moving in the right direction. We're right here, almost in the middle of the RSI cave. This is a good spot. As the day progresses, I definitely could see Bitcoin at least staying sideways, having a powerful enough chart, continuing to look good on the 2-hour MACD, and then also the daily MACD make a positive tangent. What we really want to see, what will be glorious, is if we can get a nice run up here, get above that 200 moving average, come down, find support, and then continue up. Probably another one of these moves. Like we've been seeing this recently quite a lot. Let me actually bust this out here. Boom, boom, bam. No, boom. Here we go. Let's see. What will it look like? Well, let's just see how it rolls. I mean, it'd be great if it did something like this, wouldn't it? I mean, boom, like that, and then it's had a beautiful run. We'll see what happens. This is going to be a hard push to get back above that 200 moving average, but it definitely can do it. So let's see what happens. Maybe I'll take it a day or two. How many percent points is that to actually make that happen, to get above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart? So if we were to make a run right now, to get above it is like, wow, you need about 6% to get up there and bounce. and come back down and retrace and hold it. So anyway, Bitcoin a day today, maybe 2-3 days. We'll see. And then the weekend's coming, lower volume. Let's see how it goes. But right now, Bitcoin definitely is heading towards a positive. Even a sideways below the 200 moving average would be great. It wouldn't be so wonderful, but if we could get like some movement of balance between the 314 and the 200, that would work. But anyway, what I'm shooting for, what I'm hoping for is if Bitcoin can do a strong rally, it's like 5 or 6% in the next day or so. Come down, find support in that 200 moving average, then continue up, or at least just kind of cruise, sideways above the 200 moving average and 314 on the 45-minute chart, something like that. That would work. All we need is something that we can call a positive Bitcoin chart, and I think we're going to see alts and the top 100, which are alts too. Ultimately, the top 100 alts and the other alts just lose their friggin' minds. All right. So looking at Ethereum, it kind of needs to do exactly what Bitcoin does. Let's see, its indicators are looking about the same. Ethereum in the same spot. Sol versus BTC. It doesn't really matter this morning, but Sol versus BTC is making actually a bounce off that 200, not 200, the 21, not 21. The what are you? Gosh, sorry, one of those mornings. Yes, the 20 WMA. It's making a bounce off that here in the daily chart. Sol versus BTC. The MACD is it was tangenting towards negative, but it looks like it's beginning to turn around. And then going to continue a positive upwards movement. Anyway, Sol versus BTC. I just mentioned it because this is a trade a lot of people that I know tend to like to work with. So Sol versus BTC on the daily chart might actually be in a very, very good spot for some action. 45-minute chart. It's below the 200 moving average in the 314. So, it looks a lot like Bitcoin. You're going to find a lot of alts are kind of looking like Bitcoin right now. Like, they lost their run above the 200 moving average, and now they're kind of sideways with a slight uptrend. So really like, BTC versus USDT. And then you look at like Ethereum, look at Sol versus BTC. A lot of things are looking the same. Really, it's about alts and Bitcoin getting those 200 moving average breaks on the 45-minute chart today. You can also watch the 15 if you wanted to see more like immediate price action to kind of get an idea what's going on. If a 15-minute chart is strong, then usually as far as a 200 moving average cross or a 50 moving average cross, however you want to look at it. Sometimes I'll put an alert here for the 15-moving average, for the 15-minute 200 moving average cross. I'll see how that's kind of rolling. Now, how far would that be? That's only about, that's 2.5%. If we can get that cross and find support, then definitely we're good, especially if we can get a nice break where Bitcoin gets a blue diamond merit badge and actually, breaks of the 200 and the 314, which would be about 3.5-4%. You get a nice run. So let's see what happens. The day is young. We're Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We're probably going to see less volume over the weekend. So all about if Bitcoin, to me, really, if we can roll into the weekend, even just barely holding above a 15-minute or a 30-minute, or especially even better, a 45-minute 200 moving average, if we can find support above that, that would just be spiffy. How's the 4-hour look? Well, here's one that actually does give me some hope for a strong Bitcoin. This is a 4-hour 200 moving average. So actually, as you can see with the volatility, we came down and we almost wicked all the way to the 200 moving average, but we're above it still. And the chart here for the 4-hour actually is turning up rather strongly. The stochastic RSI and the wave turned offset by Lazy Bear are both showing its bottom time to move. Directional index is looking good. ADX is looking good. Squeeze indicators probably getting ready to turn up. SMU binary candles always stayed green. KRI is sideways, but it's in a good spot to turn up. So this is one to watch. We have a positive 4-hour chart. So really even a nice sideways with even the most, gradual uptrend, I think definitely give people a lot of confidence because we do have it. I mean, there it is. Bitcoin did bounce to the bottom of the RSI cave. And it also bounced at a logical spot in the 2-hour chart, a very, very logical spot in the 2-hour chart. It bounced off that 314 moving average in the 2-hour chart. We do have a positive MACD cross in the 2-hour chart. So in general, it's all about one's confidence level. But I think this is going to give traders some confidence as we roll into the weekend, especially if Bitcoin can just even stay above the 314 on the 2-hour chart and on the 4-hour chart. Definitely. We need to make solid progress on the 45-minute chart here, but really with a positive 4-hour chart already in effect, and we didn't. So we dumped. if you dump and you bounce at a level that is predictable, that makes sense, that always to me gives me a lot more confidence in something. So we bounce where we would, the 4-hour chart and the 2-hour chart definitely have indicators, that show that we bounced at a logical spot. So there you go. SHIB, it dumped also, of course, against USD. It needs to get back above the 200 moving average to get back in the game. It found support, as you can see here. It found a logical place to bounce. So all is kind of good. I know a lot of this is driven by, I think, it bounced off a logical support and resistance level. So SHIB still in the game, but needs to do some pushing, just kind of like all the other alts really do. So in general, a lot of what's going on was the Fed freaking people out with some of their rhetoric, and we'll just see how it rolls. We're living in a volatile time. And well, what do you do? I mean, I will just note this one more time here. Definitely watch out for the globalists. They're probably going to be more crazy than ever. We've got some crazy geopolitics going on right now, but I won't make this too long by going through all of that. And many people do not care. But in general, with the ruble gaining strength, that means that in general, Russia is just kind of getting the better of the situation in Ukraine. And with that, the globalists will only get more psycho and do crazy things. And well, that's the way they roll. So anyway, guys and gals, take care. I'm glad that you have optimism, because if you are a crypto truth seeker, if you're a Bitcoin truth seeker, kind of the same thing. And just know that every Satoshi you own, no matter what crypto it's in, but especially Bitcoin and SHIB actually, and Ethereum, and Doge, every Satoshi you own is literally your vote, your statement, in a belief in a positive sci-fi, beautiful, gorgeous future for humanity. And well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're doing it. Stay, keeping a truth seeker. And I love this graphic here. Don't you want to see what happens if you don't give up? Well, we're here. We haven't given up. And thankfully, Bitcoin did not either. It's pretty damn perky this morning. So Bitcoin strikes back this morning. Take that, globalists. And remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, piece of shit globalist cries. See you tomorrow.